In this tutorial we're going to look at a problem that occurs quite often, and that is where the horizons in our photographs are not level. It can be due to a variety of causes, but in the end it just doesn't look right. But we can easily straighten things up, as you'll see. So we've got this picture of a beach, and of course we know that the sea horizon should be level, so that will be our guideline. In order to get that level, we're going to switch on a grid to give us a marking line, and we go to the View menu, left click on that, and then left click on Grid. And we'll immediately see over the picture a superimposed grid that we can use to align our horizon to. But just before we do that, we'll look at how we can modify this grid to suit our purposes. The grid is modified by using the Preferences menu, which is in the Edit menu, and down the bottom click on Preferences, come down to Grid, and we can see here the options that are available to us. What we're going to do is change the number of subdivisions and lines that we have, and we'll change the subdivisions to, in this case we're going to use 2, and we'll say OK to that, and let's see how that looks. That gives us a more open image. We can also change the colour of the grid lines, again through the same menu, Edit, Preferences, Grid, and we can change the colour by clicking in the grid colour here and then bringing in the colour picker, and we can choose, if we want, let's say a green grid, and say OK to that. And now we can see where we need to be levelling out to. So let's start by getting this horizon level, and what we need to do is we need to rotate the image layer. So we go to Image, Rotate, then come down to Free Rotate Layer. You'll notice there are a number of settings up the top that are for specific angles, but here we want to be able to adjust it, and we want to rotate the layer. So we click on here. Immediately we get a message up that says we need to transform our background to a layer. We notice we've got a background image here, and we need to make it a layer to allow us to rotate. So we simply click OK. We get an option to give it a name. We don't need to worry about that. We simply say OK. And now you'll notice at each corner we'll see sizing handles, and down at the bottom here, as well as the midpoint handle, there is the rotate, which is the circular handle. You can rotate using each of the corner handles as well, and it makes no difference which one you use. It's simply a question of which is the easiest. I'm going to use the rotate handle here, and I click on it, and by moving it left or right I can rotate the image, as you'll see. So let's click on here and then rotate. I'm going to take it round clockwise a little bit until we're level, or there we are. That's fine. Let go of the mouse now. That's chosen the angle, and you can see we've got a good parallel here with the guideline. So we'll click on the green tick and say that's fine, and there we are. We've got the horizon level now. I'm going to switch the grid off because we don't need that anymore, so View, Grid, and left click, and now we can see the picture nice and clearly. We need to then lose these clear transparent areas at each corner, and we're going to do that using the crop tool. So click on the crop tool, which is the 10th one down, or press C on your keyboard to activate it, and then with the cropping tool we need to select a rectangle that will not intrude on these clear areas. So we'll start in the top left here and come down to the bottom right to about there. And we check the four corners. Yes, we're inside the picture area in each case, so we'll say OK by clicking the green tick, and there we have it. The picture is now leveled up, we've cropped the edges, and we've got a nice presentable image that we're ready to save.